You're listening to Zap Night, a video game review podcast, with your hosts, Danny and Kaylee. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 32 for Zap Night. I'm your host, Danny, and today I'm here with Lori.
Hi. Thanks
for joining us today again, Lori. Today we are talking about Overcooked 2. So we've been playing this game for well over a month now.
Yeah.
I mean, we picked it up like right when it first came out because we saw the trailer for it for Nintendo's like E3 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it just looked like a fun game. We wanted to go pick it up, so we picked it up like the week it came out, and we've kind of been playing it on and off ever since. And this past month we've played a little bit more of it, trying to actually beat all the episodes or all the levels and get to the end of the game, which we did. So yeah, it was developed by Ghost Town Games, and it was released on the Switch, the PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. So this game is out there. I think the Steam version is only like $24, but you know, because we got the physical copy, it was $60. Nintendo. And then it was released in August 2018. So yeah, it hasn't been out that long.
Wow.
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 That we beat it that fast? That we're actually playing a new game? I know. It's one of the firsts for the podcast. We don't do that very often.
Except for 15.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15, I think, was the only other one that we played like right away. So the story is very short. There's not much to the story. Basically, the Onion King, I think the kingdom is the Onion Kingdom. I don't know. The Onion King acquires a legendary cookbook, and when he tries to create the recipe that's in this cookbook, he fails and instead creates the unbread. And he unleashes the unbread upon his kingdom, and he seeks the help of his top chefs, which just happened to be me and Lori. We are very good in the kitchen, by the way. To travel the world and collect and master recipes throughout the world, so that we can come back to the castle and save him from the unbread.
And feed them.
Feed the unbread, yeah, right. So I mean, really, that's pretty much it when it comes to story. I really liked that there was a bunch of puns in it.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny. What did you think about the story?
There was a story.
But it was a story.
But it was very simple.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was probably too simple, but
yeah.
I mean, really, it's just they needed some grounds for you to...
What you were doing.
Yeah, give you something. Some reason to do what you're doing. I liked Kevin, the dog.
Yeah.
The only, well, I guess all the characters... The chefs, are all real characters. Like, you can actually be, people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny to have this Onion King who has this, I don't know, he's like a terrier dog. So yeah, his name was Kevin, by the way. Great stuff.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 5 also. It didn't need a story, so it's not really a bad thing that there wasn't very much, but you know, because
there
they put
something.
Because they put it's funny because it's had they just put no story in it, it would have just been here's this game, play. Where because they put some story to it, there wasn't quite enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's funny. We have another game that puzzle game, the Wizard puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
There's no story to that. It's just here, play this game. You don't need a story. Yeah, it is a fun game. You don't need a story to it. Where this game, it's they gave you a story. I don't know. It's just they could have put a little bit more effort into the story, just a little bit. I think it would have been good. But I don't know. It was 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Graphics. This was kind of a funny one. because they're not bad. They're kind of average for, I'd say, like a third-party party game. I don't know, what'd you think?
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah.
They're good. They're clean. Everything ran pretty smoothly.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with the game itself. Like, graphically, we didn't have really any glitches. There were some problems with the gameplay, and we'll get to that. But
I mean, the characters were cute.
the levels were really well designed.
Yeah.
There was a handful of really, really cool ones, like the wizard one. It looked just like a Harry Potter castle.
Yeah.
That one was probably one of the hardest levels, where you had to like
the one where you had to go up and down the two sides.
because the stairs kept like disappearing.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was so hard.
I think those were probably my favorite though.
They looked
castle
really
ones.
cool. They looked really cool. They had a handful of effects. Like the castle one had these little teleporters that you could throw items through the teleporters,
Oh,
or
yeah.
you could jump through the teleporters. The effect was pretty cool. Then the fire too was really neat. They had that one level where it was like multiple levels, like the air balloon one, where the air balloon fell
They're
from the
like
sky.
they're like the end of each
Yeah, you could kind of call them like a
World?
boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where you have like segments of it that you have to do.
right. And I really liked those. I liked all the stuff going on. I remember the first time we played that, it was like the balloon started going down. We're like,
Like,
what is going on?
And then there's a storm and it's getting chaotic.
Right, yeah. Then the balloon falls and you're like in an abandoned like restaurant, and you're just like, keep cooking. Just keep going. Oh man, it was so. I liked that. It was fun. But yeah, I mean, the only bad I gave it was there wasn't anything that was like impressive. I mean, the water looked good. They had like this gooey green sewage stuff in one of the levels. I mean, it all looked fine. It just wasn't anything like groundbreaking for graphics. But I give it a 7.
I gave it an 8.
That's good. It's good. Good score. Solid 8. All right, so gameplay. This is like, obviously this is the focus of this game. Like nothing else. You know, it's like some Final Fantasy games, some of the focus is shifted more towards graphics or something. This is just pure gameplay, and it's really, really well done. Not so much one player. You played a lot more of the one player than I did.
I did. And it wasn't too bad in the beginning.
Yeah. After you advance.
But once you get a few levels in, it's like, I can't do this on my own.
Because normally in like 2-player mode and beyond, you play as one single character.
But in one player, you have 2 cooks that you switch between. You toggle
Yeah, there's
between,
like a button to toggle them.
and that's pretty difficult.
Gets crazy. You basically can like set a task for any one character and then switch while they're like cutting.
Yeah, where he's like chopping
and
or
you
whatever.
switch and grab something with that one. Just I don't think my brain can handle that. Like I can barely handle just me and you playing and just me doing my own thing. Yeah, I don't know. But otherwise, aside from the one player problem, it's more fun with more people. And we've played this all the way up to 4 people together. And yeah, it gets kind of crazy when you have that many people, but it's also more fun because you're kind of shouting at each other.
Yeah,
and
you really have to talk to each other.
you have to interact. You have to.
There needs to be communication
Right.
when you're playing.
Yeah, and
And
that's
that makes it fun.
that makes it a lot of fun. And you can kind of tell, who can work better,
Like who's better chopping and who's better manning the pots. And...
Right, yeah. So you kind of give each person a task, and in the level that you're working in, it's like, okay, this person chops, this person cooks, this person plates, this person does the dishes, and so all that just to keep it a smooth machine as best as you possibly can. But I mean, for the most of the game, it was just me and you, and we got through. I think we 3-starred everything but like one level, and I think that one was the like platform that moved around.
We had to like move the platform to each like corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so hard. We did get 2 stars out of the 3/4. We did get 2 stars, so we did pretty good. But all the other levels, we got all 3 stars. But this one, we just couldn't do it. It's like we tried to get Kaylee to come in and help us, but
it takes it's a learning curve.
Yeah, there's a learning curve to it.
So I mean, she would have had to sit and play with us for a while,
right?
To really get the hang of it, especially that level.
Yeah, that level is so hard.
I liked that they had a really good variety of recipes too to do.
Yeah, and they had so many different items.
It wasn't overly repetitive.
Right. It seemed like they kind of built it up. Like the first level, you start with just like salads, and then you slowly progress into cooking rice, and you slowly progress into
washing dishes.
Yeah, exactly. And as they add these elements, they reintroduce like an extra ingredient to it. So instead of just cooking burgers, now you got to cook burgers with,
lettuce and tomato.
Yeah, cheese. And,
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah. So that's where it adds difficulty to it. It adds complexity to each dish that you're cooking. Plus, you've got to like keep track of
who's next,
the dishes that needs to go out. Yeah. And the better you are at it, the more points you get, obviously. So, we would sit and we would play one level, 3-4 times before it's like, okay, we got the hang of it. Now we just need to beat it, So I liked that. I liked playing it that way, where it's like, perfect this level and then move on. It was pretty easy to just kind of pick up and play.
Yeah.
That said, you kind of have to start off easy. Like, if you haven't been playing it, repetitively every, couple days, you lose the skill.
Rhythm?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And, it takes
like
some time.
At the beginning again.
Yeah, you play the first couple levels again, like, okay, right. I remember the controls. I remember what I need to do. Then you slowly try and, find more challenging ones. And it's like, okay, I've got the hang of it now. Now all we have to do is just get to the hard stuff and learn those levels again. So, I mean, there is a bit of a learning curve, even picking it up after a few days. But ultimately, I mean, you just pick up and play at any time. And I liked that.
So we just recently had the update for the 4-star.
Yeah.
And we played a little bit of that, but it's pretty difficult.
It's like they added this new game plus feature to it, where after you beat the game, it opens up a 4th star. And we tried really hard the first like couple levels to get that 4th star, because we'd already gotten all 3. And then that we slowly started to realize that 4th star is so difficult. It's so hard. Like,
you have to be like almost perfect,
if not exactly perfect. I mean, we had a few levels.
That first level.
Yeah,
it took us a long time.
If we didn't have that rhythm absolutely perfect, there was no beating it. Like, there was no, we were down to like that very last dish getting out meant, us getting that 4th star or not. So yeah, that was hard. And I think a lot of those levels really would benefit from 3 or 4 people, just to kind of delegate some of the running around.
Yeah.
Have one person specifically cutting, have one person specifically plating, and then have one person running dishes. Just would help so much. But you do what you do with the 2 people that we had. I think we did really good. I mean, I think we 4-starred like maybe 3 of the levels. And, I mean, we didn't try a whole lot of them, but
hard.
I mean, the few that we had after we beat the game, it was just kind of like, well, it's done.
Yeah. One of the bad things that I have is the like picking.
They're crazy tonight.
The picking up and putting down stuff.
Yes.
Like, it would have been really nice to switch items instead of having to set something down in one spot and then come over and pick up that other item.
Yeah, I had that problem with even like the cutting board and the plating stuff. Like, sometimes there's stuff on the floor that you just want to be able to like throw it onto your plate. Instead, you have to put the plate on the floor, then put the burger on the plate, then pick up the plate again, then carry it off. It's like, yeah, no.
There's too many steps here.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that difficult.
Right, exactly.
I can pick up with one hand and put it on the plate.
Yeah, exactly. There was a couple quirks to it too, like levels that had multiple like floors where you're changing altitude, for lack of a better word. Like you're actually changing levels within the stage. If you catch the plate on a ledge, the plate will like jump out of your hand and land up on the ledge. So like you're running down the stairs and the plate's just like pop and it's like over on a ledge. That drove me nuts. That drove me absolutely crazy. It seems like it should be a pretty simple fix. Like, hey, if you don't push the button to drop a plate, it doesn't drop.
It shouldn't drop, yeah.
There was a couple other funny things, like throwing food at each other where, you know, it would like pop into your hands, even if you're holding something.
I'm in the middle of chopping and you throw something at me and I stop chopping and I catch it. Like,
it shouldn't.
No, I want to keep chopping.
Just let it slap you in the face and keep going.
Yes. So, gameplay, I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I gave it an 8 too. Yep. It can be really frustrating, the gameplay. Some of the levels can be really, really frustrating, but really it's fun just to get over that challenge, and I liked that challenge of it. You know, I liked to be pushed, you know, to figure out what the rhythm is. Mm-hmm. And that made each level more fun. So yeah. Let's move on to music. I gave it a 6 for music.
7.
There wasn't a whole lot of variation to it. Like there was maybe, you know, a few songs that changed. It didn't really get stuck in my head though. You know, you would think with the songs that kind of repeat like that it would get stuck in your head.
Yeah, that's why I said it was simple, but it wasn't annoying.
Right, exactly. Yep. It was perfect for the mood that it kind of put you in a mood of, you know, we're doing this, you know, get this done, go, go, go. And then like once the clock started to get towards the end of its time, the music would pick up and it's like, okay, we need to hurry up. Yeah. So it kind of helped with that. You know, a lot of games do that, you know, where when the clock's starting to run out, it speeds up. But, you know, this game really helped. I don't know, that aspect of it was really nice. How they did
there's probably a lot of the time that you don't even notice the music because you're so focused.
That's how it is with a lot of stuff. I mean, the background environment you hardly even notice. Like once you have your spots that you're doing, you just do this, next plate, go, go, go. You know, it's a fast-paced game. That's just the nature of it. But yeah, the music didn't. It wasn't amazing by any means. It was very repetitive, but it wasn't annoying.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll just move right into our overall thoughts.
Yeah.
Overall, I gave this game a 9 out of 10.
Give it an 8.
You know, again, it's a fun game. It's even more fun with more people. It can be frustrating, but if you just like keep at it, you'll figure it out. I mean, I think out of the whole game, the only level that we legitimately were like, this is as good as it's gonna get was the that platform level. I mean, even that, I think if we'd have kept trying, eventually we would have figured out a rhythm. Yeah. But, I mean, I think we had the best rhythm we could get on that level, and it just wasn't good enough. I think one extra person helping us move that platform around, we would have had it. Mm-hmm. It's replayable, for sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely. They're doing really good with, they've got some DLC that they just dropped with a handful of new levels. We haven't played it yet, but we might. Yeah. They have a whole bunch of different chefs that you can unlock depending on what you do and how you play. There's a multiplayer like challenge that you can play like against each other instead of just with each other. I wanted to try the online play too, but we never did. And then they made the online where you got to pay so much per year or whatever. So now we have to buy the subscription if we want to play online. Which we may end up doing eventually anyway, but Not right now. It wasn't worth it. I mean, we had already beat the game. It's
We've got
like,
other games
why?
to play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're busy. We need to keep going here. We can't just keep playing Overcooked. It is daunting for new players coming in. You know, if someone's watching you play, yeah, it looks like fun, but you can't just hand them a controller and say, "All right, help me." You know, you kind of have to ease them into it. You know, start off with the easier levels, teach them the basics, and then slowly progress into the more advanced levels to help you. It was kind of like that for me when I was watching you play, because you were playing it by yourself for a while, and I saw it and I'm like, I mean, it looks like fun, but it looks crazy. And it is. It totally is crazy, but that's what makes it fun. It makes it addicting.
I would like to sit and play it, like, with Kaylee and Shannon or something.
Yeah, all four of us. Yeah. Yeah. I would like to play the first one and see what the first one's like.
Yeah. The first Overcooked.
Yeah. That's Pinello. If you're listening to this on our iTunes or the basic audio podcast, head over to our YouTube channel where you can see our cats run all over our set. I don't know what the deal is today, but they are crazy. So, yeah. Oh, let's see. Our total scores here. I give it a 35 out of 50.
Mine's a 36.
36, so that's a 71 out of 100, so that's a C. It's not bad.
Not bad.
I mean, I agree. It's a C game.
Yeah.
I would definitely pick it up if you like party games, if you have a lot of people in your house or you like having a lot of friends over. This is a game that you can sit down and just hand controllers out and say, let's do this, you know. The Switch is really good because you can each controller side can be its own controller. So, you know, you don't have to necessarily have a bunch of controllers laying around. You can just have 2 sets of the Joy-Cons or 1 set of the Joy-Con and, you know, a couple Pro controllers, or if your friend brings their Switch over or whatever, you know, as long as you have 4 pieces, you should be able to play with 4 people. So, makes it a little bit easier financially. But yeah, fun game. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was fun.
So let's talk about our Thrift Shop game for this month.
We played Crazy Frog, Arcade Racer.
Arcade Racer, yeah. It was a lot of ring ding 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 ding. I don't know. It was very fast paced.
Yeah.
For a racing game.
It was a little too fast.
It was very, very, very fast. And the track itself was super narrow on most of the tracks that we played.
Yeah.
The course is like really narrow, so you're just like cruising, and then all of a sudden it turns, and you're like trying to keep up with the turning, and oh man, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't like these racing games where you can't change your split screen.
Yeah, the split screen on this one was kind of stupid. It was horizontal instead of, or it was vertical instead of horizontal. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, 2 vertical.
It was side by side instead of up and down. It was a lot like Mario Kart in that, you know, you pick up power-ups and you shoot them at each other.
Yeah.
The difference is that the characters are really small on the track, and you're going so fast that it kind of got to the point where you're just like shooting. Anytime you pick anything up, you just shoot it. Like, hopefully I hit someone, you know?
I mean, you're going too fast to like aim it at
anybody. Yeah. And the missiles that are in it just shoot. Like, they don't heat sink or nothing. They just go. So, yeah, I think the pace was too fast for, you know, just a casual play. Maybe if you're hardcore into Crazy Frog and you're hardcore into this game, you could probably perfect it and be a pro at it. Because, I mean, overall, the controls were pretty good. It was playable, for sure. It was super fast. Lots of Crazy Frog music.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that? Just Crazy Frog music?
It's just Crazy Frog music.
Yeah. I think it tries to play off of that one Crazy Frog music video from, like, I don't know, early 2000s. Oh, it's a 2007 game, by the way. But yeah, it plays off of that theme as best as it possibly can. I don't know where all the other characters come from. There was like an Alvin character. There was a dark Alvin character. There was like a couple robots that I don't know where these characters came from, or if they just made them up to make it work or what. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't play it again necessarily.
No, I wouldn't either.
I mean, it's a fun game, but I would much rather put in like just Mario Kart.
Of course.
I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's basically the same as like every other like cartoon racing game. You know, power ups, shoot 'em. Yeah. There was a battle. We played the battle arena, and that was terrible.
That was really bad.
I don't know if it was just that one track that we played or what, but it was so bad. You were in this like small figure eight, like I think it was a football stadium or something, or a soccer stadium. Anyway, you're in this like small figure eight stage, and you're supposed to shoot at each other, but you're still going high speed. And with both characters just like zipping around the arena, you can't see anything. You can't see what you're shooting at. You can hardly find the pickups because you're going so fast. I think you did win that one though. Maybe, yeah. I think it's because you stood still and you just shot me as I went flying by.
Yeah.
Or I ran into you because of like the turtle shell power up. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys are interested at all, go to our YouTube page where you can find us playing Crazy Frog. It's also on our Facebook page. Actually, all of our Thrift Shop games we play live on Facebook. So if that sounds like fun, if you want to join us in our live video feeds, go over to our Facebook and follow us over there, and you'll be notified when we go live. And yeah, come hang out, say hi. It'd be a lot of fun. You could help us determine what games we play next. If there's something out there that you're interested in seeing us play, absolutely shoot us a message and let us know. We're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Google Plus, and we're everywhere.
Google Plus?
We are on Google Plus. We are.
Hardly.
Well, I mean, I post stuff on there when my podcast goes up. Anyway, we're easy to find, so just let us know if there's a game you want to see us play. Let us know what you think of Pinello here. Our next podcast episode is actually going to be Halo Combat Evolved. That is Seth and Evan's very first podcast episode. It's still Zap Night, still the exact same format. They're just reviewing it also. So they're kind of our second team.
Team 7.
Team 7, yeah. Seth and Evan. Absolutely. That will be on the 15th. So November 15th, you'll see them. Me and Kaylee will be back on December 1st playing Dot Hack Infection. So check that out. I'll be streaming that on Twitch all throughout the month. So if that sounds like fun, go to Twitch and hang out with me there. And yeah, anything else? Am I missing something?
I don't think so.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this episode or listening to this episode, however you get our episode. And we will see you guys again very, very soon.
Bye.